It's kind of interesting where bruh exists in the pantheon of like slang terms that have come to life. It kind of got renewed as just sort of a thing you say now when it's like something so ridiculous that you can't really find any other sensible adjective to describe it. You're just kind of just like so flabbergasted that you just go, bruh. And that's literally kind of whenever you listen to J.I.D. or Denzel Curry, you're going to be like, bruh, because it's just they just end up saying some of the craziest things, and they rap so well, and they're just so good that you're just left with that, bruh. Now on this bruh remix, it is one of the most fun songs I've listened to in terms of just like hearing two rappers show off their skills. And obviously got to start with JID. This man, the way that he starts off, it's always so innocuous. Like he kind of just like goes da da da, and the beat literally sort of skirts along with him, and you're like, nah, what are you about to do? And the beat has its sort of like dark tone to it, where you know they're about to like talk about something heavy or ominous, and of course, you know, JID talks about living in these savage lands, being the blackest man, and as an African American male, you just kind of come to understand that existence is almost borderline always peril. If someone doesn't think that you're violent, they're most likely thinking you're shady in some manner. So even if you are not, you could easily get accosted by the people who are supposedly supposed to protect you. And on the other side of that, if you live in a downtrodden neighborhood, or you live in the hood or the ghetto, whatever people call them, you're gonna always have to deal with some type of violence, some type of unruliness around you. And so being able to JID being able to call himself like one of the toughest in these savage lands is referring to the fact that, yeah, don't mess with him. Just because he's the youngest of seven, which is even more impressive, being the youngest of seven and being able to survive that, because that's a whole nother level of just like, there's a whole nother layer to it of having to grow up in what I'm guessing was not exactly the most safe or pleasant neighborhood, and being able to overcome that, and then on top of that being the youngest, so you're already dealing with so much, and being the youngest is not fun at all, depending on parents. But yeah, JID, I really, when it comes to his flow, it's always just so it just you hear him, he starts off, and then next thing you know, you're just riding the wave with him, and he's managing to take it in different places, and you're just sitting there like, how are you doing, sir? Wait, I'm breathless listening to you. But it's so cool. I'm always just impressed and always intrigued by JID, and like this was no different. It's just incredible how he has just the ability to flow so fast, so cleanly. It's like just a knife making the perfect slice through like meat when you're cooking. It's just every time he seems to just get right in that pocket and just never seem to have any kind of moment where he falls out of it. And it all seems to be weaved together to tell his story, but also, like I said, throw in lines that seem a little bit, you know, I guess it's Eminem level, you know. It's got that Eminem sort of jab and poke to it, but ultimately, like when it comes to JID, I cannot be effusive enough in my praise and my enjoyment of him. But Denzel Curry is no stranger to this, and he's just as good. He's just as good. He has he's a little bit more intense than JID. JID is more of a fast, clever guy, while Denzel can be brutal, and in a good way. Like he's very aggressive. He has a very aggressive tone, and I just love when he comes in because you can't help but get hype. He literally has himself as a backing hype track. He's his own hype man in this song, which was impressive. He's just like, yeah, yeah. And if you hear Denzel Curry, anytime you hear Curry, come in, you know shit's about to go down in the best of ways. And while his was like, I liked his hook line, is his sort of being like a fish on the skillet line, where he's talking about how like most people get caught up on hooks, and he sort of just keeps it going with the hook line sinker type deal, and it's like, okay, it's a neat little one. But my favorite line from him was talking about how he and J.I.D are akin to Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Sort of like how when Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins play together and they suggested the nickname Fire and Ice, you have the two different personalities coming here. I guess Denzel Curry would be more of the fire, where he's, like I said, aggressive and borderline belligerent at times on his songs, and J.I.D is more slick, more clever, more, he's got wit, he's got wit and speed and flair, and both of them really do have flair, to be honest. But J.I.D's is much more low key with it in a way, where Denzel's a little more high energy, and I just enjoyed that. There was the one where he said Denzel Curry said the line about like, I hold the mic like a wand, magic maxi pad, and I was like, okay, stop, stop, you can stop. I relent. You don't have to do this. This beat has a family, and it was a good beat. It was really cool. I did just enjoy hearing two of my favorite rappers just have fun over a beat. It's really dope when they both come in, and I'm always intrigued and amazed and impressed, because it feels like they're not even trying as hard as they want to. Like not as hard as they want to, but it feels like they are using like 50% of their power. They're like, have this. You know, like that anime trope where they're like, I'm only using 70% of my power, Kakarot. Like that type of stuff. That's what it feels like here. Like they aren't even going all the way in. Sort of like Kendrick on Black Friday when he teased he was gonna go in again, and you're like, dude, this is already insane. And he's like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. That's what this feels like. That's the vibe it gives me. It was great. Great song. It's something you can just listen to just driving down the thing, and even, or if you just want to get hype, or if you just want to just listen to some dope rap music. Listen to J.I.D, listen to Denzel Curry. I find myself definitely wanting to revisit this song. Yeah. At the end of the day, when there's something like this, all you can say is, bruh. Remix. Denzel Curry, J.I.D. Well, this guy says, I know that family is a cool thing for people who have them. You know, when you have family, you got your sisters, you got your cousins, you got your moms, you got your dads. But there can only be so many bruhs. It's just a fact. Just